new era for American cricket began in 2021.
There he goes into a dive! What again?
The rise of cricket was celebrated across the country. Now, with big wickets and even bigger hits, the stars of minor league cricket are back and better than ever.
Primus goes huge!
Don't miss the nation's largest league competing for the biggest prize in American cricket. The Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship returns June 25th.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
We get more weather change than you guys. We love it. So we really only have 5 months of real heat, and then we get 7 months of nice weather. When I say nice, I mean 88. You know what? 83. This is the middle of the 5 months.
Yes, I was there in January for a wedding and
Cold.
it was chilly.
Just came back from California for a wedding, and I've been to California once, up in middle to north, San Francisco, Napa, and this is the first time I went to LA, southern part, yeah. Boy, just amazing. I mean, in the middle of their summer, they get 100, right? But they're dry heat, not humid like us, right? Dry heat. When we came in there 2 weeks ago, a front came down. They still get fronts because they are right there on the ocean now.
Yeah.
They get something, bro. It did not get higher than 79 degrees. And the nights were 55. You know? Nice.
Chill.
So I did the cardinal mistake. I did not pace myself. So I'm going to have to pace myself this game. Meaning, like I shout a lot and, you know, so I say that my voice feeling tired now. After yesterday and today. So I had to pace myself this game. No team sheets. Welcome back to Broward County Stadium, Toyota 2022 Minor League Cricket presented by Sunoco. Match number 2 of our doubleheader is going to be Fort Lauderdale Lions versus Atlanta Lightning. 2 captains are here, Roy Silva and Carey Pear. We're going to have the toss. Roy Silva will do the toss. Carey Pear will call it in the air. Heads the call. So for the second toss in a row, Roy Silva wins the toss. We'll have a win. Roy? Check that. Carey Pear wins the toss. We'll have a win with Carey Pear. Carey, win the toss. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts behind your decision?
Yeah, well, the wicket has been used a lot yesterday and today. A doubleheader yesterday and a doubleheader today. So we're going to have a bat first today, try and get the best of the wicket, put up a good score, and hope the bowlers can defend it.
So we saw the wicket dry out. We saw the outfield dry out after the rains this morning. What type of score are you looking for?
Yeah, well, from the past games yesterday and today, I think 160 is a good score on this wicket, and should be able to defend that.
Thanks, Skip. Yeah. So Carey Pear says 160 is a good total. He thinks won the toss, deciding to bat first. Now we have skipper Roy Silva, the former Sri Lankan international. Roy, not so much good luck on this toss. You lost the toss. What's your thoughts about fielding first?
Yeah, toss matters. This kind of wicket. We also thought to bat first, but end of the day, We lost the toss. They bat first. We are going to stick them 120, 130. Then we trying to get over.
Now, being the second game of a doubleheader, you guys just came off the field a little while ago. Any fatigue?
Yeah, a little tired, but still we are prepared with the playing, bowling or batting. But I think our boys are good to go.
Thanks, Skip. Roy Silva, carry pair. Atlanta Lightning winning the toss, deciding to bat first. So Roy Silva and his merry men will take the field. We'll be back with the first delivery in only moments. Stay tuned. Welcome to Broward County Stadium, Toyota 2022 Minor League Cricket presented by Sunoco. Atlanta Lightning, the visitors, winning the toss and deciding to bat first. We have Amut Poraith, Sagar Patel, one of the stars of yesterday's show, Siddharth Matani, the off spinner, Aditya Sharma, Kyle Phillip, the big fast bowler, Hanchard Hamilton, left-handed middle order batsman, Mark Parchman, the opener, Shamar Springer, Carey Pear, international, West Indian international, left-arm spinner, Heath Richards, all-rounder, and Terence Hines taking the field. But they'll elect to bat first, look to set a total for this Fort Lauderdale Lions team to chase.
Interesting lineup there from the Lightning as we look at the Lions lineup.
All right, Fort Lauderdale Lions. Jermaine, what do you see?
Roy Silva, the captain, he speak of international, Sri Lankan international, Ryan Prasad, Ayer, Kumar, Elton Tucker Jr., Shamari, Calvin Brown, the left-arm spinner. We also have Vinaka, Dean Morgan, the wicketkeeper, Mohammed, Glenn, the batsman, who made 50 in the first game today, and Dan Zahayat, who bowled well.
So first delivery by Mohammed is pushed forward. No run. So power play, as you know, first 6 overs. Protection for Mohammed, a long on and a deep mid wicket. So the onside is protected. Just short of a length, turn around, and Atlanta Lightning are off the mark. So too, Mark Parchment.
Yes, indeed. And we look at the fixture. The Lightning in this division is one of the top performing teams. In fact, they are the top of the table, either first or second, with the Atlanta Fire, their state mates, if you want to say. The Florida teams were struggling, but the Lions got a victory earlier today to record their 3rd win in 8 games, to go with 5 losses.
So a fantastic innings by Javel Glenn and Roy Silva, the captain, which we've come used to with his performances. Had a chance to talk to Javel Glenn before the game, and we just want to recognize he scored the fastest 100 in minor league cricket this season so far. Just last week against Orlando Galaxy, after 2 drop catches today, went on to score 59. So 100 last week against the Galaxy, then a 59 this week. If he can play the Galaxy every weekend, he'll be happy.
Indeed. Good player, Javel Glenn. Set up this team for that victory earlier today.
Mohammed again, beautiful line and length.
And we must just point out to the viewers, what happened earlier was that the Lions defeated the Orlando Galaxy by how much runs?
I believe they won by, I think it was close to 9 runs. Yeah, it was 9 runs. It was very close. It was a tight last over.
Mm-hmm.
So Sagar Patel, who had a fantastic opening innings for himself, he anchored the innings for this Atlanta team yesterday, is looking to get back another big score today. Mohammed, this time Patel goes over the top, over mid-off, 1 bounce, over the ropes. First boundary of the day.
Yes, Mohammed straying a bit there outside the off, allowing to freeze harm Hamilton. He didn't miss out on that one, getting the Atlanta off to a start with their first boundary of the innings.
So Patel picking up where he left off yesterday, just getting underneath this one after 1 over, none for 5.
Yes, so this Atlanta team recorded 2 wins.
What's up, Doug? got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So, second over, it's going to be Vinakota, which we've come accustomed to coming down from the northern end. So the cover for Vinakota is going to have a third man for the right-handed Parchment and a deep mid wicket. And just to give you some context of the game, Jermaine is going to give us an idea of the standings coming into this one.
Yes, the points table reads Atlanta Lightning leading this 5-team Southern Division with 8 points after 5 games. Atlanta Fire also has 8 after 5, but with a lesser net run rate. The Morrisville Raptors has 7 after 5, while the Florida teams, the Lions, after 9 games, have 6 points, and the Orlando Galaxy, after 8, have 5. So the Lions, who needs to win almost every game from here to get back up to the standings, having played more matches than everybody, almost twice. They have played 9 compared to Atlanta Lightning and the Fire. So they would want to win this game, try to get closer to the table. Chances are if they lose this, which is their 10th fixture, they're almost on their way out of the reckoning.
Well, that very first delivery, Patel being so enthusiastic on the non-striker's end, just fell face forward into the turf, and he now has to go and retrieve his bat. So no run, thankfully, and the score remains 5 without loss. Vinakota didn't have the best of bowling figures in the previous match against the Galaxy. He had 16 in his first over, tidy things up a little bit in the second. But let's see if he can have a better spell in this second match. And that's a beautiful delivery, just on off stump, coming back into the right-hander.
And their viewers might be listening, why are they playing 2 games in a day? Well, based on the division here, the Southern Division, each team per the league are supposed to play 14 games. 5 teams are in this division, as one of the other team who was planning to play didn't participate per se. And the other thing being, to make catch up for the matches, teams will have to play each other 3 times per se. So they have to play double headers from time to time.
Correct. Vinakota, Parchment down the leg side. Umpire immediately calls for a wide. I'd like to take a look at a replay on that one. The umpire was right on top of it. But let's take a quick peek, if we could, to see just how far across. Nope. Umpire, good call. Parchment was not too far across his stumps. You know, I want to give some understanding of double headers as well in T20. A 50-over match. 1 50-over match is literally 10 overs more. Sorry, I will get back to it. Vinakota, down the leg side. Parchment turns it off his legs. Deep mid wicket is going to come across. Easy 2. But going back to what we were just talking about, a complete T20 over game is 40 overs. 1 inning of a 50-over game is still more than a complete T20 game. So teams playing double headers, I think, is actually worth the question.
It's just maybe more mind game than that, because as you say, now one day, I mean, you have 2 solid
it's 100 overs.
innings, right? So, it's just a matter of dynamics.
Vinakota, 3rd rather, because of the wide, and beats him outside off stump.
So what you'd have found is that Atlanta Lightning would have played 2 games yesterday, and would have won all 2 to bring their victory tally up to 4 wins, and with the 1 defeat they have had so far, while the Lions yesterday would have lost the fixture they played, also against the same Lightning team here. They have an opportunity to beat them today.
Well, the Lions are going to have to try to win, get up to 8 points with Fire and the Lightning, and then rely on other teams to beat the Lightning and the Fire, because they've played so many more games than the rest.
Yes, so they should know, having gotten a victory this morning, the Fort Lauderdale Lions, a second one is needed this afternoon to really say to themselves, we still have a shot of getting one of the 2 spots from this division to the conference finals. So
Broward County Stadium, the venue for these 2 doubleheaders, both yesterday and today, has really, really provided the facilities. Don't forget, it's an international ground. West Indies will play India in a couple of weeks right here on this very ground in Fort Lauderdale. Fenakuta again straying to the pads. Patel kicks the dirt. No run.
And I'm sure USA Cricket would perhaps like us to give a plug by saying if, there are cricket fans in and around the southern region / Florida, they, come out.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Mohammed pitches this one up, Midland leg, driven away by Parchment. He gets one.
Yeah, so as I was saying before the break, Ryan and Davis, is that the USA Cricket, per / West Indies Cricket, who have organized this fixture with India versus the West Indies to be played in Florida, would want to encourage cricket fans who are in the region to perhaps come out and support. In fact, maybe not need to, because we know the Indian expatriate population here. They have supported whenever India has played at this ground, Broward County, in the past, and one expect that weekend, which will be the deciding matches of the T20 5-match T20 series between West Indies and India, will be played here at the Broward County Stadium. If the series come here with either teams up to 1, then it should be 2 blockbuster matches, both the Saturday, August the 6th, and Sunday, August the 7th.
So we can look forward to those games when the Maroon West Indies take on the Indians. In the meantime, Sagar Patel is changing out bats. Maybe he forgot the bat that had the most amount of runs in it, so he just traded in his old one for the most reliable one. He's like, this is the bat that I had yesterday when I scored all those runs. So Mark Parchment, his partner in crime, on the non-striker's end. It is 9 without loss.
And Silva here, Captain Silva, is continuing with Mohammed, even though he has had an average start to the innings.
This one is tossed up in the air. Lovely drift by Mohammed. Can't beat the infield. Mohammed has protection on the onside. He has a long on and a deep mid wicket. So, Patel, Mohammed. And he drives through the ball. Mid-off is there, no run. So we just want to talk a bit more about USA Cricket. Got to the semi-finals in the qualifying stage of the T20 World Cup. Lost to the Netherlands. Just played the 3rd and 4th game, I believe, against Oman. So Mohammed Bowes a flatter delivery. Patel plods along here. As Mohammed so far has just given up 1 run from 5 deliveries. We're in the power play. But the game itself is just going from stride to stride in this country. Patel down the track, uses his feet lovely. Short extra cover is there. The end of 3 overs. It is 10 without loss.
1, 2, 3.
Vinicota will continue his attack from the northern end. He has given up 4 runs in his first over. Have to see Atlanta Lightning. A bit of a slow start. Is that a credit to Fort Lauderdale Lions or just Lightning being conservative?
Credit, and I believe because they would have played the first game and the bowlers, they would have seen their bowlers perform and knowing a little bit more who is in form and who is not. So far, the Vinoka has done well as Mohammed.
So a little bit short of a length. Enough to get Parchment on his back foot. Harder to play through the line of the ball when you're rocking back.
Yeah, so it's a good start. I mean, currently the run rate would be 3 runs per over. In the power play, if you can keep the run rate below 6, you'd have been doing well. So in other words, if you were not allow a team to pass 36 at the end of 6 overs, you'd have had a good start as a bowling team.
This one's closer to the body, and because there's a long on, mid-off has to come across to get the 1. Vinicota has that protection of a long on and a deep mid-wicket. The only 2 men allowed out in the boundary. And now, Parchment, known for his big hitting, Patel now on strike, Sagar Patel. They've made adjustments to the field.
And in the same breath, as I mentioned in terms of the 6 overs, for the batting team, if they can get anything above 6, preferably 8, par score 8, as we hear Corey Pierce said at the toss, or 10 in the opening 6, that would be a flyer for them.
Well, this one is a wide delivery. Vinicota struggling. That's his second wide of spell. Usually so accurate. Maybe a little bit of fatigue, Jermaine?
Could be. But he didn't bowl that well in the game earlier. Okay, but as a matter of fact, he wasn't the star bowler. Would have been the medium pacers, Danza Hyatt and the captain, Silva, who brought themselves back into that game. Fairly good scoring game. 147 did Orlando Galaxy make. And, the Lions made and restricted the Galaxy to 139.
Ryan Davis, Jermaine Lanneman, providing broadcasting for this game between Fort Lauderdale Lions and the Atlanta Lightning. This one is outside off stump, flashed by Patel. Again, can't seem to get it away.
That delivery was there, short and wide. That should have been 4. It was set up. However, early in the innings, maybe the confidence not yet up for Patel, swinging and missing. But surely he would have been, knocking himself to see that was there for the taking.
Vinicota. Outside off stump again, and this time the umpire thinks that's a little too far from the batter. Wide, the third of his spell, sort of allowing Patel off the hook.
Yes, not showing good control here early in is Vinoka. And the keeper, Dean Morgan, credit to him, who is standing up to the medium pacer, did well to collect that ball that was going a bit wide.
We saw an incredible stumping by Morgan only about an hour ago in the last match. He's been fantastic behind the stumps. Again, this one is short, and Patel gets a piece of this one. He pulls it past mid-on. Great timing. Another boundary. He goes to 12.
You wonder, you would want to not think that fatigue is affecting Vinoka, but his concentration here is poor. He's either short, wide, and the situation is he should have been scored on before, but it has taken the opportunity for Patel to do it now instead.
Take that back. Patel goes to 8 off of 12. And Javel Glenn, his Vinicota. That's a full outside off stump, and third man is there. He's in for Javel Glenn, the Jamaican. Like we mentioned earlier, 100, the fastest 100 in minor league cricket against Orlando Galaxy. He just came off the field for the over. Looks like maybe he had to use the restroom.
And Glenn, clearly one of the more informed players at this midway stage of the tournament, coming off that quick 100 last time out, last weekend per se, and making a well-played top score of 50 in the Lions' total of 147 earlier, winning total, one may say.
Followed it up with a 50 earlier today. He's in the type of form where he's going to sleep in his batting pads tonight. Vinakota. Full delivery, and it's inside out. Patel, could it go to the boundary? It does. Another boundary for Patel. Starting to open up a bit. Vinakota has been loose.
Yes, coming up. Doing well.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom.
Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Another dot ball for the left arm spinner.
And we were talking about Glenn before, how the type of form he's in for the Lions, and was expected to play a major role for them in this game again.
Mohammed again. This one down the leg side. Patel followed him. Tried to whip it away, but Big Tucker, the left arm spinner, at short mid wicket.
So just to point out for Glenn, he will have played 10 matches. And what has happened so far, he has scored 150, a strike rate of 130 odd, which is decent enough, averages 25. But one of the better players so far. He plays in the CPL T20 in the Caribbean for St. Lucia Knights. And, he has played for the Talawas in the St. Kitts before. So, a player to watch.
Well, Patel squeezes that bit of a Yorker. Well flighted delivery by Mohammed. Just past third man, gets the one. Time for Mark Parchment. Still in the power play, and Parchment, one of those players that can cut loose. This one beats mid-wicket. Another single. Credit to Fort Lauderdale Lions. Mohammed has done the job. Vinakota hasn't.
I tell you what, listening to the captain, Carripier, talk to you at the toss, Ryan Davis, he did say, as we quite maybe in our own way expertly said during our commentaries, he's looking at 8 runs per over. 160 would be a good total to set.
That was the total he wanted. He thinks it's enough, and it should be enough. I mean, 8 runs and over on this wicket can definitely give the Fort Lauderdale Lions the biggest of headaches.
And for them to get to 160, they would have to get off to comfortable start, especially in the power play. As we say, try to get in the region of anywhere 40 to 60 run, which is 8 to 10 runs per over. Pace themselves during the middle part, bringing up maybe 100, 120, and in the last stages, try to get the additional 40, 50 runs.
Mohammed again. So restrictive, right into bat and pad. And that'll be the end of his second over, his third over. 5 overs gone, none for... So, bowling change from the northern end. After 5 overs, none for 24. Just under 5 runs and over in the power play. Let's see if Parchment and Patel, who seem to be in a conservative mindset, looking to build an innings and maybe explode later on. The tall left-arm spinner Tucker Jr. is going to bowl to the right-handed Parchment. And he has a deep cover and a third man. It's a long on and a deep mid-wicket, rather. It's a left-hander. And his first delivery is a wide. There is absolutely no forgiveness, Jermaine, when it comes to a bowler in T20 cricket.
Yes, going down the leg side, especially if you're a spinner. Two things you don't want your spinner, a wide and a no ball.
And that's a lot better. That's the line he's looking for. The Midland leg. We talked about Carey Pear yesterday. His ability to deliver the ball on Midland leg and continue to run on. We just saw Tucker Jr. deliver the first of those.
And I did see in the first game, he didn't bowl much of those arm ball, but if he is to continue to develop, he needs to.
This one is shorter and lifted over. It's going to be 4. It's going to beat mid-wicket. Too short from Junior.
Yes, indeed. Well tucked in from Parchment there. A little bit on too much air and a little bit too much, as we look back, too short per se, and giving the batsman the opportunity to free them his arms. Not good bowling there from Tucker.
Well, the boundary helps things out in the last over of the power play. Moves it to 29 for naught. Sorry, naught for none. 4 deliveries left. Remember, there was a wide to begin with. This one's short again. Not as short as the one before. Get the single.
So the score rate is slightly creeping up. We're now at 5.4 runs per over. As we argue, that is 30 runs on the board so far. 6 runs per over is the minimum that a batting team would want from the first 6, which is 36 runs. We're just about there if we can get another 6 runs from this opening pair.
Tucker Jr. to Patel. Well flighted, but Patel goes after it and it may go to the boundary. No, it does not. Recovered in the end. Looks like Hyatt at the extra cover. Come back for 2. And you can hear the horns blowing. Atlanta Lightning. Their fans are in the building.
Indeed. Buoyed by those 2 victories yesterday. They're definitely looking for this third one here today, the Atlanta Lightning, to further extend their lead atop the division.
This one's outside off stump again. So just to remind everyone, double header, Fort Lauderdale Lions beating Orlando Galaxy. And now they're taking on Atlanta Lightning, who are tops of the group. And it's down the wicket, straight back to Tucker Jr. Gets a piece of it. And get 1 for their troubles. Ooh, and it's been maybe an injury. Patel trying to slide his bat. May have gotten stuck in the ground. He seems to be okay. But at the end of 6 overs, it is none for 33.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So, life in Broward County. The lightning alarm has just gone off. Yes, you're seeing sun on the wicket, but there is some clouds to the northern part of the ground. And anything within 30 miles, any lightning strike, within 5 miles, I take that back. The lightning alarm has just went off. Players are now walking off of the pitch. Once that alarm goes off, it is an immediate 30-minute delay. If there are any more lightning strikes, you add 30 minutes from the last strike. So we're going to keep you informed. 33 runs on the board, 6 overs gone, and a lightning delay in Broward County. So, Jermaine, thoughts in the first 6 overs?
Indeed, and we must mention as well, providing the delay continues, it will then lead to a reduction in overs, and based on the Duckworth and Lowridge scoring method, you may have a less than 20 overs for this contest. Notwithstanding, however, decent start. One would argue 6 overs in the power play now completed, 33 runs on the board. Okay for the batting team, and maybe the bowling team would feel all right. I mean, they didn't go 8 or 10. They didn't have 50 or 60 runs. Not bad.
So once the umpires come off the field, you see them walking, they will decide how long the delay is, depending on the lightning. In the meantime, take a look at the first 6 overs of highlights, and we'll be back as soon as we get some information. Thank you. Welcome back to Broward County Stadium. 2022 minor league cricket presented by Toyota and Sunoco. We had a lightning stoppage. Players came off the field. We were 6 overs in. 33 runs on the board from Sagar Patel and Mark Parchment. So now, consequently, the match is now reduced to 19 overs each. We've only lost 2 overs, 1 each inning. So we will resume to the 7th over. The power play is now completed. And now the fielders can have 5 outside of the restrictive circle. Looks like the strike bowler himself, Mohammed, who opened the bowling, is going to go on and bowl his 4th over. Clearly, Roy Silva does not want to let up on the pressure on these 2 batters, and because of the break, they're going to have to take a couple deliveries to get their eyes back in, as they would say. So Sagar Patel, 13 not out from 21. Mark Parchment, 16 from 15. Ryan Davis on commentary. I will be joined by Jermaine Lannon. In the meantime, Mohammed, left arm spinner, and looking at the field already, his protection on the onside, long on, deep mid-wicket, and then on the offside, a long off, deep cover. So Roy Silva, from the looks of it, only electing for 4 players outside the circle rather than the 5 allowed. So, it's going to be Patel taking his guard. Talked about the big innings he had yesterday. Can he continue that form? Also had an 82 3 matches ago on July 4th weekend. Trying to get a big score today. Mohammed to Patel. Patel drives because there's a long off. It's Javel Glenn out there. Mark Parchment held out to mid-on yesterday. Only made 7 runs in the first match. Got some runs in the second. They had a doubleheader yesterday, the Atlanta Lightning. Just to remind everyone, this is the second match of a doubleheader. Fort Lauderdale Lions defeating the Orlando Galaxy in the opener. Oh, and that's fantastic. Started on off stump and with the turn, beat the outside edge of the bat. So Mohammed choosing to stay over the wicket to the right-hander. This one's pitched around middle stump. You can see the batters, their concentration, they're not being adjusted to the environment, taking them a couple of deliveries to get settled. Shorter delivery by Mohammed. Will it go to the boundary? It does. Mark Parchment, one of the more aggressive batsmen for this Atlanta Lightning team, gets the first boundary since we've come back from the Lightning delay. Mohammed too short, and he played right through the line, through the mid-wicket, and it's 4 runs. Part of the beauty of living in Broward County. It's not too far from the coast, not too far from the beach, about 15 minutes drive. But because it's in Florida, there's always a chance of lightning. This one is on off stump, driven to cover. .38 without loss. Sagar Patel, one of the more experienced players on this Atlanta Lightning team. What an addition. Just the rock coming in. And this one, he's gone down on one leg. A firm sweep. Deep mid-wicket is there. Just the one again. Mohammed has the protection. And that's the end of the first over after the delay. 7 gone. 40 without loss.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Change of bowling from the northern end. Captain Roy Silver. He can do it all. He is third in minor league cricket with points. That's a combination of batting, bowling, and fielding. He can probably do your taxes. Roy Silver, former Sri Lankan international, is going to come down the hill bowling to Sagar Patel, 15 off of 23. So we're joined in the commentary booth by Jermaine Lanneman. And Silver bowls his medium pacers. Patel gets one. So after 7 runs being scored in the last over, a single off the first ball.
Yes, and keeping the run rate going up is what Atlanta will want, and they just have to continue.
So Roy Silver, just one delivery in, is going to try to continue to keep the clamps on these two openers. No wickets gone, but the run rate very much kept under check. Silver, this one's down to middle and leg, just the one run.
And as we see with Silver here, remember he was one of the star players for the Lions when they played earlier today. In fact, the Galaxy was so much on top after getting a flyer start of 95, I believe it was, without lost, chasing 147, and eventually still fell 9-1 short. It was as a result of Persard and Danza Ayat with their medium pace.
This one's worked through off the legs. Gets one.
Yeah, I mean Silver and Danza Hyatt, who, bowling their twirlers, their slow balls, right in the right areas, on spot. They're limited, dried up the scoring for the Galaxy, brought their team back in the match, and in the end, Ashib Tajnara and Shandapal and others could not have taken the Galaxy, eventually losing by 9 runs to the Lions.
Parchment. Again, Roy Silver seems to be drifting towards that Midland leg, but the protection is there. No boundaries, and that's what he's looking at.
So making that point to say that they pretty much would be in form on the day. Both Silver, Hyatt, to a lesser extent, Shamari, Brown, and Tucker did well also, but they're the ones who are looking to put the brakes on this Atlanta Lightning team, and they're doing a good job so far.
This one, wouldn't want to say he opened the face of the bat, but he intended to punch that ball to the offside. Gets another single. Sagar Patel coming into this game, 6 innings, 170 runs, 2 not outs, and that's very difficult coming from an opener. But it shows his mentality, his mindset, willing to bat for long periods of time, and the role that he plays in this Atlanta Lightning inning. Now, Mark Parchment on the other end compliments him beautifully. Stroke maker, loves to score quickly.
Yes, indeed. A good batting pair, per se, under normal circumstances, and arguably on par, because at this stage, 6 runs per over in the early stages, is okay. Not great, but it's setting up your team, because if you get 6 in the early for the match, the first 10 overs per se, you then will be relying on your big hitters towards the end.
Looks like there's been an injury, and if that was Shamari Brown,
no, it's not.
It's not Shamari Brown. We'll find out as soon as we could about who's coming off the field. The substitute fieldsman is on. That's number 33, Zakari. And the last name, we'll get to it. And it's another single. Again, Roy Silver is happy with that. So At the end of 8 overs, 46 for none.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So change of bowling from the commentary end. Mohammed, the opening bowler, bowled his 4 overs. We'll get his figures. So the new bowler is Shamari Brown. Another tight, conservative left-arm spinner. So hard to get away. Power play is over. The protection for Brown on the onside, a long on, deep mid-wicket. But on the offside, long off, deep cover. So just 4 men on the boundary. Brown bowls and single for Parchment, but everything going according to plan for the Lions.
Yes, they're indeed bowling well. They're clearly, as you said, in form. Both their opening bowlers, their change bowlers in Silver, the spinner being Tucker Jr., and now Shamari Brown. Not bowling a lot of loose deliveries to score.
Because these two batters are not scoring at a quick rate, Roy Silva just going for 4 players outside the field restrictions. We talked about deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, and a deep cover.
And if I may say, in the same breath, Atlanta Lightning has to be careful now that they need to think about looking to change gear a bit. We're heading the midway stage and they don't want to be too far off what would be a power score target of 160.
This is a flighted delivery and well struck by Parchment. Long ons there. But Brown getting some confidence, trying to adjust his speed, giving it a little bit more flight, a little more arc. And that means trouble for the batters if Shamari Brown can settle in. Patel goes across the line here. Mid-wicket's coming across.
Continuing to be economical here is Shamari Brown. Doing the damage in terms of keeping the ball well up into the pads of the batsmen for the most part. They can't really get because of the pace as well as the delivery, they can't get under it. And because of the line and the length, they really can't get over it that easily.
Brown. Only 3 runs thus far. On the off stump, driven through the cover. So, after the power play, 4 singles so far in this over. Roy Silva, not giving up any boundaries himself in his delivery, in his over, has to be happy with the way things have started since the lightning delay. And down the wicket he comes, but still long off is there, but it shows that these batters know that they need some sort of boundaries to create a big score. So at the end, nope, over's still going. The fielders don't think that at the end of the over, 9 overs gone. Remember, this match has been reduced to 19 overs. We will conclude and give you the proper score. We'll be right back.
1, 2, 3.
Captain Silva will continue from the northern end. Bowling to Sagar Patel Only 4 men outside of the circle. And he's down on his knee. He's got a hold of it. Javel Glenn holds onto it out in the deep. And that's the first wicket. Sagar Patel getting down on one knee and just pulling it into the big hands of Glenn. And the first wicket falls. Atlanta Lightning lose their first one. We'll get you the score as soon as we can. But Roy Silva gets the breakthrough.
Indeed. Very good breakthrough there by the captain. Again, as per the case in the game earlier. In this innings, Patel, while scoring singles and trying to just set the momentum for his team, wasn't being particularly effective. With the overs ramping up now, we're in the 9th over, and the team still just passing 50. He needed to move the scoring along. So clearly, wasn't there for the pitch of that. Wasn't in line to play that shot, but trying to force the issue. And unfortunately for him, he held out in the deep.
Well, in steps the lefty. So it's going to be a righty-lefty combination, which usually throws bowlers off for a little. It's Hanchard Hamilton. Had a 30-odd score yesterday in one of the 2 matches. He chopped onto his stumps in the first match for a low score and then got 30-odd in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. Both of the games Atlanta Lightning won. But coming in at number 3, no slouch in Hanchard Hamilton. He is as busy as they get.
It's one of their better stroke playing batsmen as well. They would want, that is the Atlanta Lightning, for him to, having seen that the team has, gotten off to an okay but not a largely spectacular start, someone to stuck in and start to maybe throw the bowlers, Silver and others off their line and get ahead of the 8 ball, because right now they're roughly just below it.
Well, Roy Silva knows, just like he did against the Galaxy, if you keep the batters quiet, just bowl at a good line and length, allow them to make the big shot, let them do something spectacular. Silva to Hamilton. Outside off stump, Hamilton is away immediately.
And when you look into it, the Florida team yesterday, they didn't use up Silva much in terms of bowling, but clearly he recognized from the first game this morning that my specialist bowlers per se are not delivering. I've been a part-time medium pacer. I know to put it on a spot. Let me do that and let the opposing batsmen try stuff.
Here's Mark Parchment. You talk about line and length. Tell you what, coaches around the world would like to show their youngsters this is how you bowl on a length, as they would say.
Yes, indeed. And I put it to you, he's doing a good job. Danza Ayat arguably had outshined him in that game with his 4 overs and bowling also the final over, which Orlando Galaxy needed, 13 runs? And, eventually they lost by 9. So we have Danza Ayat to come in this innings as well.
This one's right into the pads. Danza Hayat, like you said, going to be coming into the attack. Jermaine quite reminded me that he was 39 years old. Jermaine was making fun of him. I tried to stop him from making fun of him, but he did. And the former West Indian player will be in the attack soon. Here's Silva. A slow ball. Hamilton goes for it. And he's dropped it in the deep. Never an easy catch. And it's Kumar Vade who's having a nightmare of a weekend. Wow. Hamilton beaten off of the slow ball, Jermaine.
Yes, indeed. Very good delivery there from the captain. Nodding his head and Zakimbo in his run-up as we speak, because he had put in the hard work on that one. Coming to the crease, not yet being in form would be Hamilton. And for what it is worth, that opportunity goes down.
Well, Mark Parchment is there. As you can see, he's still middling the ball, but he's finding the fielders. So, the end of another over. We will update you with the score as soon as we get it. But it's been tidy for the Lions.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah! Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
So after the fall of Sagar Patel, it is Shamari Brown coming from the commentary end. And he's got all of this. This one's high in the air. Can he go for 6? Brown is there and he can't hold on. Not Brown. Zachary Satur. The emergency fielder came around. It was Shamari Brown's bowling. He gets a round of applause, but he goes for the maximum.
Yes, excellent effort there on the part. You're providing they had more room, as would say, more acres. He making a lot of grounds, the substitute fielder, but just couldn't get under it. For what it is worth, it is an outstanding 6 though on the part of the batsman.
Brown again, clipped away off the legs by Parchment. As the longer he stays out there, the more runs are going to be scored. He is a stroke maker. He can go over the top, as we can see, but also he's getting settled.
Yes, Mark Parchment, because that 6 was indeed, he got under it. You know, he got it. The boundary here to that end is a little bit long, which gave the fielder a chance, but it is welcome runs for the Atlanta Lightning as they seem to up the tempo and move beyond this 5.5 run rate to beyond 6 and try to get the total well close to their target, as Captain Pierce said at the toss, of 160 par score, which is approximately 8 runs per over.
Well, because Sagar Patel held out to deep mid wicket, we have Hamilton facing Brown. Brown going over the wicket to the left-hander. And they sneak out a single. Brown, one of the quickest players on the field, goes across and fields his own delivery. Grey clouds forming up in the north, but they seem to be far enough to allow the cricket. Of course, Broward, Fort Lauderdale, Florida itself, lightning is a factor. Parchment facing Brown. It's a shorter delivery, and Parchment got all of it, but one bounce to deep mid wicket.
Feel well set here by Silva, and bowling wellish is Shamari Brown. Can't get away Parchment in more than what he has done, gotten a single, which means that Brown is doing a good job so far.
Ooh, and Hamilton looks like it's an inside edge onto the pad. Foot was nowhere near the ball. Just sort of threw the wrist through it.
Yes, and we must say that there are some good players also to be noted in the Lightning dugout that is yet to come. We still have the captain Car Repair. We still have the big hitting Shamar Springer, batting all rounder, and Terrence Hines, the bowling all rounder. All these are West Indies international players in their own right, and they are the backbone of this Lightning team.
Well, the popcorn machine, hang on, that's through third man and point, backward point. And when they get to the boundary, desperate stop, and it goes into the ropes. 4 runs for Hamilton, his first boundary.
Was it? Did he hit the 6? But having said that, yeah, good shot. That's very pleasing onto the eyes. Leaning back and, somewhat tabbing, opening the face of the bat and running it down to that third man region. A classy shot from, top order batsman. And it must be said, the Zuvuzelas came out. What I've noticed this weekend is that the Atlanta Lightning has the most noisy set of fans in comparison to the Fort Lauderdale Lions, which is the home team, and the Orlando Galaxy. But interesting that the cricket is bringing the vibe of family and friends to the venue.
So there's the lightning alarm again. So the players are going to have to leave the field. It's already restricted to 19 overs, and we lost an over from each inning. And now the lightning alarm has gone off again. Players gathering to leave the field. So the Atlanta Lightning losing Sagar Patel. So they have Hamilton and Parchment in the wicket. They seem to be conservative. Roy Silva has a grip on Atlanta Lightning with the fielding and with the bowling. But because the players are coming off the field, we will come back with an update, with a score and an update of when we're going to come back on the field. For my co-commentator, Jermaine Lanneman, my name is Ryan Davis. We'll be back shortly.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.